Tēnā koutou. Welcome friends and family. This is TBC Kii Live Broadcast number 23, broadcasting from Auckland, New Zealand. First on the list, I'll finish up the public notice, and then we'll go into the 24 rapid rewards and a bit of the cash flow coaching after that. Okay, we'll just go up to the wallet. Where are we? Okay, last night I did the first 5 pages, so I'll have 2 more pages left to do, and that will be it for this public notice. And here we go. An IPO sells stock in a company that is backed by the assets of the corporation and is promoted on the basis of future earnings. So that's what an IPO is. I don't know about a lot of you out there, but I'm learning as I'm going through. This secures the shares of stock by the assets and thus is a security within the scope of US law. And the SEC has jurisdiction over such securities to regulate and control them within the public markets. That agency is called the Securities Exchange Commission because it regulates and oversees the ongoing exchange of securities through normal market functions. When ICOs first came out, they offered coin or tokens for cash, usually denominated in United States dollars, over which United States and its agencies have jurisdiction. The coins issued were secured against the cash raised by the offering, or oftentimes by an asset base such as real estate that were explicitly stated to back the coin. This then became a form of security, and thus the SEC has been investigating many of these coins to determine whether they are a security or not, and if so, to bring them into regulatory environment of their jurisdiction. In the case of TBC and Kringle, we do not fall into this category. We have never made any claim that TBC and Kringle are a form of secured interest in assets or public funds. We are not in the jurisdiction of the United States because we are not a corporate entity in that jurisdiction and do not derive our authority to exist or operate from said jurisdiction. We have always been clear that we are a private society and private member organization. We now realize that we made a mistake in referencing the value of TBC and Kringle in dollar terms, and this was corrected earlier this year. We now make reference to grains of gold, but to be absolutely clear, we have never declared either publicly or privately that the currency of TBC and Kringle are secured or backed by gold. only using a grain of gold as a reference point. The value of TBC is simply and solely the value of the living beings who participate in our private society by and through our private contract association. When any member joins a TBC community, they contract to abide by the rules that we publish. We will soon be expanding the details of our structure with written and educational materials to reflect this. But since inception, we have only been a private member organization, and the value of our currency is nothing more than the value of our membership. So for any members who are currently under subpoena by the SEC to provide data and information, we encourage you to be fully cooperative and with the inquiry, and at all times tell the truth as best as you know and understand it. We have nothing to hide or avoid, so the truth is always the best policy. We firmly believe that in the end this inquiry will prove the statements we have made here, and the SEC will determine that we are not offering securities, have never made any sort of initial coin or public offering, and do not promote any secured interests. TBC and Kringle are private mediums of exchange to be used to promote equitable exchange between private parties for goods and services. If some members have exchanged TBC for domestic currencies of any country, then they should consult professionals as to any legal requirements that may entail as far as taxation, reporting, or other considerations with respect to the home country of residence or domicile. This also includes if the exchange of a private medium or exchange for goods and services in your domestic jurisdiction might carry any tax implications. We will always encourage our members to recognize the truth in the statement that all persons liable to report and pay income taxes must do so in conformity with local law. In the near future, we will be formally structuring our society, which is PCA, and community with more precise detail as to what is acceptable and proper with respect to exchange and use of a private medium or exchange known as TBC and Kringle. Okay. This concludes our public announcement at this time and date. All inquiries pursuant hereto can be sent to admin at kringleprivatesociety.org. Sincerely, TBC admin. Okay. We'll just go into the back office and we'll start on the 24 rapid rewards. We'll go through that one again. One moment. Okay. Okay. I have to make that a bit bigger. Okay, 24, a rapid 24 hour. And this is and it's still open till redemption. So what it means here, because a lot of people are still a bit confused, this man or person at the top of this matrix here, where I'm circling his head, is not you. It's the person you are going to refer. So he's a new person there. Okay, that's this one here at the top. You, as the sponsor to this new person here, help him find 2 more people below him. And that's got to be done within 24 hours because you're running out of time. In total, you only have 48 hours to complete the matrix. Okay. Now, once these 1, 2, 3 are done, the head of this matrix here goes down and helps 2 more people also to do the same thing as the one that up above has. Same with this person on the right. They go down and find 2 more. And that's your complete matrix of 7 people. Now, once that's all done, these 2 at the bottom of the very first receive 10 million cookies each. This guy at the very top here receives 110 million cookies. So 100 million cookies on its own is 1 whole TBC. But then he gets 110. Now these ones down here are doing the same thing as just being completed above. When they are done, these ones here do the same, but apparently the matrix ends here. Okay. So what's happening here? These 2 have got 10 million each. That one and that one. This first guy at the top has got 110, and it just continues down again. Okay, that's how you earn your cookies. And that's a good way of bringing in referrals to help boost the numbers we require to reach that 1,000,000th person. And the Rapid 24-hour is there, as far as we know, until redemption. Oh, just one other thing. The time period from the very first guy right down to the 3rd level, which is the line of 4, you have 48 hours in total to complete that matrix of 7. The moment you start, you've got your first guy in. The moment he's paid or they have paid, your time starts ticking then. So he has 24 hours to get his 2 in. And the same on there, they have 24 hours also to get their 2 in. Okay, which makes it 48 hours, sorry. So it pays to organize your matrix and get it all set up and then put them in and have them paid. Don't pay the first one off and then struggle to find the rest, because when that 24-hour runs out from up here, game over. It ends. So set up your matrix, set up your 7, and then work it from there. Pay these 1, 2, 3 in. That's complete for that one. And go down and help the next set. And that completes that one, which is all got to be done within a 48-hour period. Okay. I think a lot of people are getting confused with that. I hear on the Cashflow Coaching that people are struggling to get this rapid 24-hour matrix off the road. The secret is to get your matrix together before you start paying their admin fee. I don't know of any other way, but yeah, it's worked for me. Okay. I'll just stop sharing this. What's happening now? What's happening?
You're still there.
Okay, sorry about the delay there, people. Yeah. I explain it the way I understand it. A lot of people for the 24-hour rapid rewards. Other people may have another way of understanding, but I understand it the way I've explained it is organize your 7 first, set them all up in your matrix on the 3 levels, and then start putting them in, having the admin fee done. Don't worry about the wallets just yet, as long as you got all that in, and you'll find. And your time starts ticking from the first one you put in, which is the first person at the top, right down to the last 4 at the bottom. In total, 48 hours is required. If you haven't got it all in and done, and that 48 hours clock is up, you've lost all of that. You've lost the rewards. You haven't lost the recruits. They go in, but unfortunately, like I said, if you miss their 48 hours, unfortunately, they're still in the program, but without any cookies to help them through, other than the 25,000 cookies, the gift. Yeah. We seem to have heard a lot of people are missing the deadline, and it's because they form only the first triangle of 3 and then pay them, and little did they know that the clock is ticking over, and now they're struggling to find 2 4 for the 3rd level, which goes under the 2nd level, which makes it for each. So that's the way I understand it. I've completed one. I'll be into doing some more, but yeah, I've heard a lot of people having some problems with that. But one easy way out of it is, yeah, organize your 7. Secret is put your family at the top. Always put your family at the top. Okay. Now the next one is Cashflow Coaching by Randy Wilson. I've always said I will always edify Randy Wilson on every broadcast I do. I've been through Randy's class. I was in it for 2 months, and he teaches you a system that you really can't go wrong. If you go wrong, it means you're not doing it right. So just follow his simple system, and this will put you on the road to earning, some good money a day if you're interested. $100 a day. If you think $100 a week, it'll suit you, that's fine. But as long as you know how to cash flow. It's not cash out, it's cash flow. How to earn money, and you earn it by the recruits or referrals that you sign up through his simple plan, which is it started out 23 steps, and in most cases, I think it will always be the 23 simple steps. When I started those 23 steps, it doesn't mean to say I used it word for word as it's written out in the steps. I just stayed within the guidelines of those, but I may have used my own words. I may have used a different approach to people. All cultures around the world are different to others. So, whichever country you're in, you apply your technique to your culture, just as other cultures do. The 23 steps that's written in the blog or in the past cash and all of that is Americanized. Only Americans do that. And there's nothing wrong with it, but it is a good guideline. So to keep in what they call alignment, straight line, follow those steps. Because when you teach the next person what to do, teach them exactly what was taught to you. And your line will always be straight. And they call it alignment. Teach them exactly what you have been taught, and you can't go wrong. If the next step down from the ones you've taught and they go out and teach the same thing, but they might deviate somewhere in there, that means your line will go out of alignment and will go crooked. And there'll be a lot of problems down the bottom because there'll be a lot of questions asked. So it's important that when you're recruiting, when you're duplicating, that the duplication is all the way through. It's the same way as you were taught. So there again, I edify Randy Wilson at Cashflow Coaching, and have a look. There nothing wrong with having a look, having a listen to what he's saying. You'll find him at tbcrandy.com// and $10 a week. Now, I can only speak for the New Zealanders, but over here is $10 for 4 days. $10 US for 4 days. It starts from a Tuesday through to Friday. Okay. Other parts of the world is different. We're ahead of most countries in the world anyway. And the one to go to is Randy Wilson, Cashflow Coaching Elevator. He's got all the gab. He doesn't leave you behind. He will throw a lot of questions around on the floor. Simple questions, it's revision in a lot of ways, and which is good. Revision and things like this is always good. And people on the coaching, they speak how they feel. If they're missing out on something, they bring it up, and then somebody else in the same chat room will know how to answer that, and so on, and goes right around until you get the answer you hear. It pays to visit the Cashflow Coaching of Randy Wilson. Give him 2 weeks. You won't be disappointed when you come out of there. You might want to stay longer than 2 weeks. But yeah, it's $10 US a week. I think $100 for, I could be wrong, 12 weeks, something like that. But if you want to go and check out his site, it's tbcrandy.com/. And the good thing about the $10, when you pay it, you pay it by Bitcoin, PayPal, whatever system he's got in there for you to pay, he actually pays you back in Kringles. So if you put $10 in there a week, it will do it by week. I think that's worth about 3 Kringles. He transfers those 3 Kringles back to your wallet. In actual fact, you're getting his time free. But he has all the answers that you need to know about cash flow coaching, your approach to your recruits, whatever. He's a well-educated man. He knows what he's talking about. He knows when somebody's left behind, which he will go back and help them. He can also go on a one-on-one basis if needed. You find a lot. I haven't been attending lately, but my wife does for us. But yeah, give him a go. And you know, there's a lot of Kiwis, and I'm talking to you Kiwis. Over 13,000 are registered for TBC. Where are you? Get your butts in there, do something about it. Otherwise, you will get left behind. You know, it's sad. Kiwis especially, they're a proud people. So get off your butts, do something about it. Help the rest of the world get to where we're all aiming for, their billionth person, so we can lift up poverty. And we got poverty in New Zealand, even though we're a first world country. So if you ever get to see this, the rest of you Kiwis out there, just do it. Okay. I'd like to thank all those who have been watching.
Israq.
I'd like to thank you, sir. Been so kind of you to pop in and have a look around. And yeah, once again, thank you so much for watching. And I believe some of these get previews, later on down the line somewhere, but I just do my best to spread the word about TBC. And thank you so much. And that's me for tonight. Thank you.